At Direct Service Overhead, we know how much trust you put in the individuals who have the privilege of working on the components of your home. We understand that a broken garage door is the last thing you want to be worried about, and most of the time, doors break at the most inconvenient times. Our professionally trained technicians service 24 hours a day, and our high-cycle parts are guaranteed to make a noticeable impact on your garage door without putting a damper on your wallet. If you're looking for need of assistance maintaining your current garage door, our team has the experience and expertise to deliver the results you deserve. Give Direct Service Overhead a call today or visit us online to learn more.
All right, the Razorbacks. What a day. What a day, baby. They get revenge in baseball. We'll talk about that a little bit. And, of course, the Razorbacks, who got to go up against Tennessee twice this year, win the first matchup. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans, SEC fans everywhere? Welcome to the one and only Pig Trail Network YouTube channel. I'm Ty Hudson. Hope you guys, hope you enjoyed your day so far. It's been good. It's been nice, right? Anytime you beat Tennessee, it's always good. I'm telling you, that's closer to a rivalry, a cross conference rivalry than Mizzou You know, I mean, and no, not even just because they're ranked. It just always feels extra nice when you beat the Vols. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm getting at here. So, do me a favor if you guys haven't already, like the stream. That goes a real long ways. Like. Chris likes that bad boy. Chris likes at the free throw line. Late in a ball game when you need him to get some clutch points at the free throw line. I want you to do that. Chris likes that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And, of course, share the content. Share it. Share it. Share the content. That goes so far. So also a heads up, we might just do a post-show party in Discord tonight. I don't know. I feel like it. The house is empty. My wife and kids are down in Little Rock. They're going to watch Hamilton. They were just down there a few weeks ago for JoJo Siwa. They're back down there now for Hamilton. They've held on to these tickets forever, so I know they're really excited. Missing the kiddos, but oh my gosh, it's nice to have an empty house. I might just, I don't know if Sarah's watching or not. I certainly hope not, because I might just have to crack open one of these bad boys. You can't really see it there in the house, just for, it's the last one. Can you see it? There it is. It's the last cigars. This is the Ken Hamlin. For those of you who are too young to know who that was, who that is, it's a former Razorback defensive back. Kenny Hamlin played in the NFL. These are his cigars. I'm not shilling for the guy, but I have really enjoyed these, and this box is awesome. They're called the Arrival. And shout out to Open Door Cigars in Fayetteville. If you have not listened, they're great. If there's nothing wrong with sitting back, puffing on a cigar with some scotch, or in my case, rum, because I'm a rum guy. Probably what I'm going to be doing tonight. All right. Shout out, of course, to Patreon supporters. If you notice, look at that, your color down there. It's the Discord PTN. It's the PTN Discord color, the green. You like that? Yeah, I do too. I like it. So we're matching up. That's what we're doing. Shout out, of course, also to our sponsor, Direct Service Overhead, the garage door company, who operate out of Central Arkansas and in Northwest Arkansas. They offer same-day services, emergency service 24/7, 365 days a year, quality parts, free estimates, affordable outcomes, hundreds of five-star reviews, better than best results. Our team is here and ready to serve every day as your trusted residential garage door repair team. Calls today, 501-244-3667. Go give Travis Ford and the boys, go give them a call. Tell them Ty sent you. He might even give you a discount. Travis, if you're in chat, tell me if you'll give them a discount. Tell them if they'll get like 10% off or something. Do that. I know he's a lurker. He's a PTN lurker, Travis Ford is, and we love him for it. You mean former Cowboy Ken Hamlin? No, I mean former Razorback Ken Hamlin. I said what I said. Sit down. Ty, we need quarterback depth. Okay, we're starting off for football apparently in chat. Okay, didn't think we'd go that direction. If Archie plays like that at Tennessee, we will not win. Listen, you want to know how you win at Tennessee? You play like you did against Missouri, and that's going to be hard because Tennessee's not Missouri. Guys, Tennessee and Florida, I think, are just as difficult. Some might even argue more difficult than winning at Rupp, although I think Rupp really is really freaking hard to play at. But there's four places in the SEC you just don't want to play at, Bud Walton being one of them. Many people would argue that Bud Walton's probably top two. But playing down in Gainesville, playing in Knoxville, playing at Rupp Arena in Kentucky like that, those are just hard places, and that's what you have left. You got to go to Florida, and you still got to go to Tennessee. I'll tell you right now, I'm thinking 0 for 2 in that category. I know that's not where you want me to start off with, but I'm just going to call it like it is because that's what I do. I don't bullshit you. Those are really hard. I'm not writing them off, but if you're asking me right now, Ty, put $100 down. What do you think they do on the road in Gainesville and on the road at Tennessee? Right now, I'm leaning towards 0 for 2. But here's the thing. Their defense, Arkansas's defense, they might not just be the best defense in the SEC. They might be one of the top elite defenses in college basketball with the way they're playing these last 8 or 9, 10 games. They are playing out of their minds. Their perimeter defense is so much better. They've only had one game in the last 7 where you felt like their perimeter defense was a little soft. There were some open looks tonight. There were actually quite a few open looks for Tennessee, but Tennessee's not an elite three-point shooting team. I told you guys, their defense is smothering, and they're one of the top, I think they're top, where are they in steals per game in the country? I think they're floating around top 20. They're really good. They average like 10 steals a game, and they're just a good smothering defense. You go back to the way they played at home against Kentucky, that's exactly what beat Kentucky. Arkansas, it was very clear. You guys, every time someone messed up, you guys were some of you in Discord were so prepared to take a dump on Likes or Tony or whoever, and it's like, hold up. While I don't think you're 100% wrong, I think you need to look at what Tennessee does defensively. They force you to alter shots. They don't give up loose lanes. Your shots are going to be contested. You're going to have to, and I said this Friday. I said, if you want a chance to win, you need to knock down like 7, 8, 9 threes to like in key moments in the game and extend a lead if you're able to. Instead, what they did was they found a way to get to the free throw line and knock them down. Shout out to Chris Likes. I was hard on Chris Likes when I think it was time to be hard on Chris Likes. I think now some of you guys are so ready to go all in on just dumping on the guy every time he touches the ball. What are you doing? I've got people texting me he's not got high basketball IQ. Did you see what he did in those final 3 possessions, how long he held onto the ball and ate up the clock? There were times when Musselman was telling him to do that and he wouldn't do it, him and JD Note both. And that's when Musselman came out and said, this team is difficult to coach. Look at the difference. I don't know if he has. Does he have J-Dub level IQ on the floor? No, not very many do. But was impressed with Likes. Didn't have a phenomenal game, but you know what? He did enough to make me say, all right, it wasn't terrible. And he had some key moments and he knocked down those free throws, those points that you definitely needed. And we knew that Tennessee didn't have a lot of fouls to give. They had so many guys in foul trouble. It was perfect. It was chef's kiss perfection. Those final 3 minutes were just great for Arkansas. You gave up some open looks to guys, open three-point shots, but you got to realize who those guys are taking those shots. You're fine with some of those guys taking those looks because they're not going to make them, and they didn't. So, again, let's pump the brakes. I think there was a time and a place to be really like, what the hell is Likes doing on the floor for 15 minutes? Now I think you see why and what he's good at. I've tried telling you guys, Likes, he's good against full court press. I've been saying that all year. He's probably the best against full court press when he's bringing the ball over. And he's good at getting to the free throw line, knocking down key shots. That's his role with this team. And he has improved so much defensively. You're still going to be able to knock down shots because he's, 5 feet nothing. But he's still improved, man. He's like white on rice. He's so pesky to deal with. And he's good. We all know he's good depending on the kind of minutes he's getting in a game. He's good for 2 or 3 steals in a game. He's good at doing that. Him and JD Note both. Do they deserve criticism? Does Likes and all these? Yeah, sure. Okay. I know officiating was driving me crazy, especially early on in the second half. I thought JD Note, a couple of his fouls were they looked like makeup, soft calls, But other than that, you can't really complain too much. I mean, they were in foul trouble like the whole game. They were in foul trouble. Key players on the floor for them in some foul trouble. Let me get back to chat. Let's read it. Talk forever, Ty. Stun the like. Yeah, do me a favor. Hit the like button if you haven't already, please. It means a lot for the channel. Oh, a link for the Patreon? Yeah, hang on. I don't ever do that. Let me do that for you really quick. If you guys want to join. Well, that's the creator page. How do you just share the link? I can do that. Just hang on. I can do it. I promise I can do it. It's under Patreon. It's under Tyzel83. And I had someone say they were looking me up on Patreon, couldn't find me. It's because it's under my old moniker. There we go. There you go. There you go. Paste that bad boy. Did that work? to go through. There's the PT and Patreon if you guys want to join. Remember, if you're in our Discord, make sure you link your account. You link your Discord to your Patreon. It's real easy to do. The steps are in our Discord. Mike, if he's in chat, he may have to point that out. For the moment, we are in second in the SEC, says Alex Henderson. We're 2 points for being in first place. If the refs don't screw them, Arkansas definitely can pull it off at Tennessee or Florida, says Patrick. So, look, you're never completely eliminated out of any game. If we've learned one thing, you look at that performance against Bama on the road, and that you got to give Bama a lot of credit for the way they played, but Arkansas did not take good-looking shots. They had some contested shots. They were settling, kind of like what they did for a little bit in this game. They didn't get great looks. I feel like Arkansas is a better team. I feel like 7 times out of 10 they win that game at Bama. And it feels like you're headed into a similar situation with Florida. You're a better team. You're a better program, right? You're rolling. You're humming. But Florida, they're good at bringing you down to their level of playing, and they're at home. And they know, like, they're trying to fight their way in, right? They probably feel like their backs are against the wall a little bit, and that's something you're going to have to deal with. Anthony Black, question mark. What about him, Will? What Pro Hogs were there? There were a lot. Like, name a Pro Hog. They were there outside of Joe Johnson. Yeah, I mean, we talked about that. Anthony Black gonna be there, and he was there. He was at the game. I didn't see any pictures of him though. I haven't seen any like pictures of him actually being there. I didn't see it in our Discord. Florida beat Auburn by 1 point. Okay, but they beat Auburn, the number 2 team in the country, and I don't know what your point is here, Patrick. You're going to have to help me out. They just beat the number 2 team in the country at home. Arkansas beat the number 1 team at home. It's not like Arkansas went on the road and beat Auburn, right? It's not like Florida went on the road and beat Auburn. Anthony Black is going to Oklahoma State. Country boy, I think you have been wrong on about 90% of your takes. I don't know if it's Oklahoma State or not. Maybe it is, but I think most people are going to take what you say with a grain of salt. You're wrong a lot. Your hot takes. Where'd you go in our Discord, man? You came in and then you disappeared after your hot take after hot take. You just you might want to sit one out. I don't know. Likes did exactly what Musselman wanted him to do: draw fouls and hit free throws. Exactly. I don't understand the continued hate on the guy. I think when he comes in and he's turning the ball over 2 or 3 times in his first couple of minutes off the bench, you know, he can be a little troublesome on the offensive end of the floor. I mean, he's still at least once or twice a game he'll jack up an unwarranted 3. You know, he'll drive the lane and refuse to dish the ball out. He still does that from time to time. He's gotten better at not doing that. We are seeing him actually try to move the ball when he drives the lane. We are starting to see a little bit more of that out of him. But I don't know. I think that I like the way he's playing, and his defense has improved. It has improved. Again, it doesn't mean he's a great defender. I'm not saying he's an elite defender, but it has improved versus where he was at in the beginning of the year. I love seeing KK in the game. Dude, he played quite a few minutes in the first half. I haven't actually looked at the final stats yet, so we'll see. It's all good, man. Guarantee you he goes to Oklahoma State. They're the favorite crystal balls to Oklahoma. That doesn't mean anything, though, country. If you're only going by crystal balls, it's just not been, especially with basketball and these elite players. Again, you might want to just sit this one out. I don't know. I mean, he might go to Oklahoma State, but I've heard another school has been pushing. 2 other schools are pushing really hard. I just think it's too early right now to say that it's that anyone even knows where he's going. Right? No one really knows yet. We don't know. The crystal balls change almost weekly. I like the way they responded without Note on the floor. No, they didn't rack up a lot of points, but they still played really well on the defensive end when he wasn't on the floor. JD Note is such a good defender. And it's nice that they were able to come out and continue. Look, I think some of that was because Tennessee was a little nervous. I mean, they brought guys out back onto the floor playing with 4 fouls. I don't think they were playing with the same intensity because they didn't want to foul out. That definitely played a role in the game, but I still love the way they played after he fouled out. Like, they just continued the pressure, and it was just for really good, solid defensive basketball. Drew Sanders was crystal balled to Texas. Boy, you're not wrong on that. They crystal balled him to Texas when he was on his visit to Arkansas. I mean, so heard he was Gonzaga or Arkansas. I think Arkansas has maneuvered their way up in a pretty good position. We'll find out more. We'll know more by Monday, I think. I think we'll start to kind of hear some more. I'm sure he'll talk to the media if he hasn't already. Yeah, KK was interesting. I thought it was interesting that he came in and played, and I think he finished out the first half. And we do not have an update on minutes from ESPN. I know people say, well, go to this site. It'll be up to date. I've noticed some of these other sites, including ArkansasRazorbacks.com, their minutes are all different, and they don't really get settled until like Monday or that following day or maybe later on that evening. So I like going by ESPN because they seem to be the most consistent in terms of like points and all the production and everything. Although today they did in the first half put J-Dub at 10 rebounds with like 4 minutes left to go in the half, and then they took it back to 9, and then he got his 10th rebound, I guess, and then they changed. That happens. Mistakes happen. But most of the time I feel like ESPN stats are the most accurate when you're talking about points and everything. Like I said, production. So let's look at what Tennessee did and what Arkansas did. Tennessee, 27% field goal shooting percentage here. 16 of 59. 4 of 24. 12 of 18. They shot 27% field goal percentage, right? 17, just south of 17% three-point shooting. Vescovi was 1 for 9. Chandler 1 for 5, who ended up with 11 points. James 0 for 6. Ziegler was the only one who shot at a high percentage, and he took 3 shots outside, and he was 2 for 3 there. But overall, he was 2 for 8. But he was perfect at the free throw line. Obviously Ziegler was someone who was pretty productive for them. How deep did they go? Did they go 11 again? Let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Adu came in, got some minutes. He did come in and get some nice rebounds for them, but other than that guy did not have the same kind of impact he did when he came in against Kentucky. Fulkerson was annoying because he kept slapping the ball back where Tennessee could make a move on the off his slap, off him going up for a rebound. Instead of going up for the rebound, he would just push the ball back. And you're seeing more and more teams do that. Fulkerson did that at least 2-3 times in this game. That's what made him annoying. But he only ended up with 3 rebounds. They had, once again, pretty good production from their bench against Ziegler with 12 points. He was their leading scorer. Vescovi came close to a double-double. He had 11 rebounds, all of which were defensive rebounds, by the way, with 7 points. So he was just 3 points shy of a double-double for Tennessee. Arkansas didn't do a whole lot better overall field goal percentage, right? 30, just at about 31%. That's, few percentage points better than Tennessee. 18 of 59 there. Not good outside shooting. They did try. Like this was, they did try. They went 5 of 22, 22%. The only players that really caught any fire outside was Devo, who knocked down 2 of 3. And, of course, J.D. Note, who shot 50% outside. He was 3 of 6. Overall, J.D. was 5 of 11 with 13 points. He and J-Dub with yet another double-double. He had 1 offensive rebound with 15 defensive. He had 10 rebounds in the first half. All of them defensive. 13 points, 2 assists, a block, only 1 turnover, and a steal. Wade, who also caught a little bit of heat tonight, probably rightfully so at some points, but I thought overall Wade served his purpose. He can create some issues. Him and Tony both can create some matchup issues, and they can play with that kind of size when he's on the floor. It changes things. It changes the entire dynamic when you can get him going, when he can maybe rack up more rebounds. He had 6 rebounds tonight. He had 2 offensive rebounds. Overall, Arkansas actually got beat on the boards. Tennessee with 46 total rebounds to Arkansas's 43, so Tennessee plus 3 in that category. 12 offensive rebounds for Arkansas, just 14 for Tennessee. Here's where it got interesting. Tennessee averages like 14 turnovers a game on the road. That is exactly what happened tonight, plus 1. 15 turnovers, but they're really good at steals. They average like 10 steals a game or forced turnovers. Arkansas with 10 with 7 assists. Now they had 5 assists to their 15 turnovers. Arkansas 7 assists to their 10 turnovers. So they're plus 3 in that category. Not good, or minus 3, I guess. But yeah, I thought Devo came off the bench, got some quality minutes. Although not exactly a scoring hound from the floor. He went 6 for 6 at the free throw line. What's he on the year? Like 84% at the free throw line or something. I mean, that dude is just automatic. He is automatic, man. But I would argue the foul trouble that Chandler got into early, he ended the first half with 3 fouls. And that automatically put Tennessee in a bind. Chandler was not able to be near as effective. He ended up with 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, a couple blocks. But yeah, that third foul. And look, I thought he kind of got away with a little bit. Probably should have fouled out. But, you know, this game was a weird officiated game. It was weird. How many charges did J-Dub take tonight? Was it 4? I felt like 2 of them probably could have been blocks. Could have gone the other way. But then the blocking foul they did hit him on, his feet were set. He was in position. He did everything. The body motion, stood still, planted his feet, and I thought it was – now, again, I didn't see the actual replay. I need to go back. Maybe I need to watch it. But it looked to me like clear that was a charge, and they didn't call it. They got him. It was a weird game. Really was. I thought one of Chandler's fouls was really soft on him. You know, it was just bizarre. It wasn't a horrible officiated game, although Tennessee fans would argue differently. And I do think that they definitely had some oddball calls, but so did Arkansas. Tennessee, and we're seeing this a lot inside Bud Walton. I don't know if you guys are seeing this. More teams are able to walk in and travel with the ball inside Bud Walton than they are in their own house. I can't figure that out. These guys are getting away with 2-3 travels a game. 1 is understandable, right? You're not going to get them all. But we're seeing 2 or 3 times a night inside Bud Walton. These teams are getting away with walks, and I don't understand it. I don't get it. Maybe it's just them in their head, like, we're going to let them play, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, there were definitely some questionable fouls in this one on both ends, but I think no matter what, Arkansas is better at home than Tennessee is on the road. On the road against Tennessee right now, I would probably still take Tennessee. But I look, the way Arkansas is playing defensively, man, do not rule them out. I don't think any game is a for sure loss for them. Just like you could say not every game is a for sure win, of course. You know, you got to play the game on the floor. Yeah, I agree. I get it. But you felt this way last year, and I said this last season. Wasn't here. Well, maybe I said it here, but I also said it on a show that I was on at the time where I said I think Arkansas can go on a run, especially at home, and they did exactly that. And this was them after they won like one big – I forgot who they beat. And that Sunday when we recorded, I came out and said it. I think they're going to win out. I think there might be a speed bump here or there, but I think they have a good shot. I think there were 14, 15 games left in the year. Maybe it was 14 games left in the year. And I said I think Arkansas is good enough. They can go on a run here. And they did that. And it looked like when you're looking at some of those matchups, well, Arkansas matches up really good with them because they've got size and they have athleticism and they're deep in their bench. And, you know, you've had these key guys step up in key moments. It feels so similar. And it's been that way really since they've turned this thing around. And you feel like they're still kind of riding the lightning a little bit. Do they drop? No, they're not. I don't think they win out, but I think their odds of maybe winning a game they're not supposed to they're pretty high. You've got 4 games left. Now, it is very possible that you lose them all. If that's the case, you're definitely not a 6 seed. right? You're going to finish with 21 wins. You grabbed yourself another tier 1 win or a quad 1 win today. Of course, it was at home, but still, quad 1 win's a quad 1 win. You're going on the road against Florida. Maybe that's the game you're not supposed to win, right? Because Florida is so good at home. And Arkansas doesn't have great history down there. That kind of, you weigh that, even though it, every year is different, but still, that's something you have to consider to some degree. Someone help me out. Is this Musselman's first time down there? Someone help me out with that. I really have no memory of Musselman coaching down there, so there's that, right? Don't underestimate Musselman. And this guy has proven that he can win away from home as his time was, being the head coach for the Hawks. Maybe it's the game against Kentucky, but I would argue this is where I'd put my money on these final 4 games. I think you win 2 of 4. That's where I'm going with. I think you win your final 2 home games right now. Now, I could change my mind. You guys know how I do this. Like, it changes day to day. I could wake up tomorrow and go, no, you know what? I don't think so. But right now, the feeling is I think they win out at home, and we'll see how they do against Florida and Kentucky. I'll just say that. Right now, I would chalk it up as 0 for 2 there, but you've got to live with, 50-50, winning 50% of these final 4 games. You've got to be okay with that. If you do that, now we're talking about you've probably locked in the 6th seed, maybe. Probably would be my guess. That's another, of course, beating Kentucky is definitely a quad 1 win. It's a big. These are all big games. Also, if you go 0 for 4, it's not like it hurts you a lot. It just means you don't lock down the 6th seed. You probably now are looking, obviously 8, 7, 8, 9 seed. Just depends on what happens. A lot of dominoes still got to fall and things got to happen. But I think they're right now, for sure, at the very least, a 7 or an 8 seed. For sure. That means no matter what happens. But if they grab a couple, then I think you lock in the 6, and then we'll see what they do in the SEC tournament. You got to be happy with the 6 seed. You got to be thrilled with 6 seed. Yeah, you want the 5, right? Yeah, you want the 4. Yeah, you want the 3. A lot of things got to happen for you to get into that top 4, category. A lot of things got to happen. They're not off the table. Top 4 seeding is not off the table for Arkansas. But I think you're going to have to win some games you're not expected to win in order for that to happen. SEC tournament can really boost seeding too. Yeah, exactly. You've got to, let's say you do only win 50% of these last 4. You win 2 of your last 4. And then you go into the SEC tournament and you dominate and you get all the way to the SEC championship. That could do a hell of a lot for you because that's more opportunities against quad 1. I think we win at least 3 of the final 4 games and be a 5 seed. I would kill for 5 seed. I mean, I'd yeah. Just wanted to say hi. Glad we pulled through. What's up, Mrs. Growlove? No, a long time no see. Dan Eubanks says they played at Florida his first year. Did they? Okay. I just have no memory of that whatsoever. Florida used all their mojo on Auburn. Good for us. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you had to root for Florida, by the way. Absolutely, I agree. Michael with a good take, everybody. Michael Kopesky coming through. Good take. I like that out of you. There was over 10,000 at Baum Walker. Man, I was so hyper focused on this basketball game. Yeah, you got the dub. How about did you? I gotta say, I was pretty impressed with pitching. Pretty impressed, man. I really thought they did a pretty good job. Thought their middle relief. I thought everything looked pretty good for them. Hagen Smith, true freshman, throwing strikes. Did you guys see his strike percentage? They're going to give Heston Toll the credit for the save. Hagen Smith, of course, he's probably no runs, no earned runs, 1 walk, 5 Ks. His pitch count was 77, and 55 of those were strikes. You would think, too, with that many strikes, he'd have maybe a couple more Ks. A lot of pop-ups today, and I didn't get a chance to watch the whole game. I got all the way to the 7th or 8th inning, and I had to run by my cigar shop. I bought if I could open it. Bought me a new lighter for tonight's ceremony. I'm not going to say how much it cost me, but let's not worry about that. This thing is awesome. This thing is so cool. Flick. Come on, light, you bastard. Oh, that's free refills, too. Free refills at Open Door Cigars and Pipes in Fayetteville. You guys think there's paid sponsor, but they're not. I just really like those guys. If you ever do stop by there in Fayetteville, or if you want to give them a call, tell them Ty sent you. Say, hey, man, that guy over on Pig Trail Network really loves. You need to walk in there, really. That place is unlike anything I've ever seen. They have a secret room that's not really secret, but they have this room like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like they've got the whole bookcase thing that pulls out, and you walk in there, and it's like this. You got to endure the smell of cigar smoke, and I, for one, don't mind it. I love the aroma. But the room is so cool. They've got like a little bar. They've got a TV, got some comfy couches. I swear they need to pay me. They need to pay me all this, all the marketing I'm giving those guys. This is also where I got the box. Kenny Hamlin, former Razorback, his cigars. I need to tag Clint Sterner because him and Kenny are boys. I need to tag him and tell him, hey, man, shout out to your guy. Cigars are good. Smoking is bad for you, Ty. No kidding. Of course, you don't inhale cigars, so FYI. Have you tried the Karl Malone cigars? Heard they're pretty good. You know, he owns land. I don't know if he still does, but he owns land in South Arkansas. And he owns like a cigar shop down there, I've heard. Florida didn't let Auburn get off a shot in the last play of the game. Florida just played them really good. They're really good at making you, kind of like Arkansas, they're really good at making you play down in the dirt with them. They're really good at forcing you to play like shit. I mean, that's just what they do. They're not as good defensively as Arkansas, but Florida's going to be, I'm telling you, man, that game, it just makes me all kinds of nervous. Maybe I'll change my mind. But yeah, right now I'm just going to lean Florida. A couple of teams that lost in front of us. Yeah, who was it? Michigan State lost at home. That's good for Arkansas. As long as Arkansas does not have a baseball player get into a fight with Hot Dog Man on Dixon Street. You're talking about Yancey's. Did he get into a fight? Whoa. What are you talking about? You're talking about Yancey. I know a guy that works for him. His name's Chris Starnes. If you ever see him, he's a blonde dude. He's my age. Actually, he's my age. We went to Bates Elementary. I went to Bates for a couple of years in Fayetteville when I wasn't at Jefferson. I went to Bates for first and second grade, and I got to know Chris Starnes, good friend of mine. He actually helps run that Yancey's hot dog stand on Dixon Street. I didn't know he got into a fight. Are you going to drink a beer with us today? I am in this Discord live. In fact, I'm probably going to drink some rum and Pepsi if I'm being honest. Chris is a good dude. Yeah, man, me and him go way back. We go way back. He is a good guy. We worked together at Sam's Club too, in Fayetteville. Your pessimism is creeping back in. Look, man, of course I want the Hogs to win, but I am also a realist. I'm a realist. All right? I watched that game today between Florida and Auburn, and Florida played pretty damn good. They did get away with some calls. I'm not going to lie. I thought Florida kind of got away with a lot, actually. But I just, look, you can call it pessimism all you want. I'm just going to tell you, I take the fan goggles off, and I just call it like I see it. I'm sorry that bothers people. Just is what it is. Small world. His little brother's a good friend of mine. Oh, wow. That's cool. Yeah, he's a good dude. I like Chris. Good guy. Tell him Ty sent you. He knows who I am. He remembers me. Okay. Anyways, I think we're around 18 spot in the rankings. Yeah, your net. I don't know what the net will. We'll take a look at it on Monday. Yeah, you're definitely going to move up. And you will, like someone mentioned, you had some teams in front of you drop a little bit. But yeah, on the 22nd, so that's Tuesday. Wait, yeah. Tuesday, 6 p.m. Thank God. Wait, does that mean it's actually 5 p.m.? because that's an Eastern Standard Time. I'm assuming that I'm assuming that's 6 p.m. for us, 5 p.m. for them. Ooh, good. Maybe they won't have a lot of people there. Maybe that's an advantage because it's a semi-early weekday game. It'll be so if it's 6 p.m. our time, it'll be 5 p.m. their time. Maybe that's an advantage. Maybe it's an advantage. It's a weekday game and not a Saturday day, or Saturday game. But right now, Florida is projected to win this game at almost 60%. They're going to be a handful. They're 17-10 on the year. They're 500 in conference play, 7-7 overall. Arkansas 10-4 in conference play, 21-6. We'll see. We'll see how they respond. Maybe I'll change my mind by Monday, but I'm just not feeling it with Florida. I'm just not. But then you come home against Kentucky. Oh, that's going to be awesome. If we could trade, now don't get me wrong, the storming of the court against Auburn was definitely a positive outlook by the media, right? Like a lot of people thought, okay, that was actually pretty cool. Really, did you see Florida storm the court today? That was terrible. That was the worst court storming I've ever seen. It's like 20 people. And it wasn't even against the number one team. I tell you, Auburn's got to feel pretty good. They've had 2 teams now. Is it 2? Did someone else? No, it's got to be 2. 2 teams storm the court against Auburn. Against Auburn basketball, who should have like 4 more losses under their belts, by the way. I do think, though, after playing them, I do still think Auburn I think they're capable of going far into the tournament. And I'm not just saying that because they're ranked, just watching them play and their lineup, their starting 5, who they could rotate with. They look like a team that can go far. Tennessee looks to me like a team that could go far, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how it all shakes out. We got a long ways to go before we see the seeding, but yeah. That court storming was terrible. That was awful. I need to find that. Maybe I'll make that my opening video for Monday. That was just the worst court storm I've ever seen. Creep is good. Lurking? This is Carl Finkelbeiner. Okay. What happened to Amude? I don't know. He played at home. That guy is so inconsistent inside Bud Walton, man. He is so inconsistent. On the road, he'll get you 20 points. He'll get you 15, 20 points. He'll knock down some crazy shots. He'll get hot outside. At home, we'll see. Brooks Jones is the most pitiful storming I've ever seen. I laughed so hard. And they got fined for that. If you're going to get fined for it, at least be like Arkansas and go all out. Heard Black's visit went good. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know how. Yeah. Well, I can't wait to read tonight and tomorrow what they have to say about his visit. That Auburn point guard did the same thing he did against us, playing hero ball. Looked like Jabari Smith was pissed. Yeah. Auburn, and I do think Florida definitely got away with some stuff, but I watched a little bit of that second half, and I mean, Florida, you could argue, probably shouldn't have won that game, but, still, it was a good game. Both teams, great defensive game, kind of like this Arkansas-Tennessee game. I wonder if Florida will be fine with that court, the light rainstorm. That was like a sprinkle. It wasn't even a light rain. It was like a light sprinkle. It was like a misting. Amateurs. Maybe that's a good thing, though, that they haven't had to storm the court often. Did we officially break Auburn? No, I think Auburn just got exposed. They should have lost. They should have lost like 3 other road games this year. I look. Do I think they're a top 5 team in the country? Yeah, probably. Are they, to me, a lock? Like, do you watch them and you see them as like a lock Final Four team? No. Would it surprise me if they made it all the way? No. But they haven't really. No one's really blown anyone away this year if you've been kind of paying attention, right? We're just going to have to wait and see how this thing shakes out. And that's probably the story most years anyway. But there have been years where it's like, oh, yeah, those guys are clearly number 1, number 2, whatever. I don't know if that's really the case this year. What was the official attendance? Well, of course we know it's all sold out. They're all sold out because of season ticket holders and whatnot, and all the games were just sold out at the beginning of the year. I don't know if we have an official attendance. They will fine them 1/4. I guess you did not see Florida lose to Missouri and Texas A&M and get curb stomped by Kentucky. What's your point? Arkansas got their shit kicked out of them. They lost to Hofstra. They got stomped by Oklahoma on a neutral court. What matters is how you're playing lately, and I would argue Arkansas's played really solid basketball lately, but Florida's not exactly like they're not a bunch of chumps, right? They are 17-10 overall. They did lose to Kentucky and they did lose to A&M, but they lost on. Those are both road games that you're talking about. But they beat Oklahoma State, not a great team, but they beat Oklahoma State. They did beat Ole Miss, Georgia, Vanderbilt at home, something Arkansas couldn't do. Mississippi State at home. What was the other one? Earlier in the year, they beat Ohio State, but that was a neutral court, I believe. Yeah, I still think, again, and I might change my mind, but I think they're going to be really, really damn hard to beat inside that building. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying I would lean on Florida right now. They're a good matchup for Arkansas, and they just play really good in that building. But we'll see. Right now, again, I mean, Florida favored to win. That could change. We'll see where it's at on Monday. You clearly didn't see them lose. Who cares, man? Apparently, the attendance is 19,200. Yeah. Okay. I thought it was 20. They didn't hit 20,000 for this? NCAA tournament success comes from health, hotness, and matchups. There you go. That's a good point. Bet you a cigar. I'm not betting cigars. I don't bet cigars, and I don't know who you are, so I'm not taking anything from someone I don't know. Sorry. Have you heard anything on Black? I haven't heard anything yet. We'll see. Thanks for the DM, Jonathan. I don't know. We'll see again. We'll find out tonight. Obviously, you feel like tonight had to be a pretty good step in the right direction if you want to get his services. If you want to land yet another McDonald's All-American, that would be absolutely huge. I know Gonzaga, Oklahoma State was in the mix. Arkansas has been in the mix. I think Arkansas they never backed off. We know that. Musselman has never backed off. And that's a really good sign. And especially now, here we are, man, and you got him on campus. You had all these stars, Moses Moody, Bobby Portis. Did Gafford show up? I don't think Gafford. Did Gafford make it? You had some former players from under Musselman. You had a lot of people show up for this thing. With all the with all the people that were inside the building, all the hype and excitement, with baseball going on campus. Fayetteville was rocking today. Thank God the weather was a lot better. All these things bode pretty well. You have to factor all that in when you're talking about a big-time prospect like that coming into town. So we'll see. Again, we'll find out. Obviously, if he announces after this, let's say he comes out this week and says he's got a date that when he wants to announce, then, yeah, you feel pretty good. You feel pretty damn good that his visit went well. If you do get him, that's 3 5-stars. You've already got the greatest class you've ever signed on paper. That's already happened. This sends you over the moon. Black would be unbelievable for this class. Good God, I don't want to get way out in front, but the postseason hype would be insane. No matter what happens in the NCAA tournament. No matter what happens from here on out. The preseason hype. Based on what we know Musselman's capable of doing. He's capable of getting 20, 21 wins a year. He's capable of getting you to the tournament. Then you bring in this class. Hopefully you bring back J-Dub and some other pieces. Clearly you want to stick around and add some guys here and there for depth and what have you. This class would just be insane, and the postseason hype would be the highest. I don't know. I'm not sure I've ever seen anything like this. Again, it's already going to happen with or without Black. That's already the case. But bringing him in, it's like adding icing to the icing that's already on top of your cake for recruiting. Just insane. I heard Walsh and Black are friends. Maybe, well, I think they're all friends. I believe. I think, I guess we'll find out. Is shitload in official attendance numbers, as Brian. Gafford was there. Okay. That's good. We would definitely be number one in rankings. The Fab Five all over again. I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, it's already an insane class. You're talking about the number 2 class in the country. You don't sign those every year. I've been on record as saying this is what you expected to see after after Nolan Richardson. This type of transition, right? Eddie Sutton built the foundation. Nolan Richardson, a couple of years into it, actually 3 years into it, he was able to build on top of the foundation. He built this mansion, this team where the expectations were like, if you didn't get to the Elite Eight, something was wrong. That was kind of the expectation through the late 80s and into the mid to late 90s. The transition should have been what we're seeing now, what we've seen these last 3 years. It's unbelievable that it's taken them 2 decades to get back to that point. But here we are. At least better late than never, right? And here we are. I do think about some friends and family that have a cousin of mine who was my age passed away a little while back from cancer. My cousin Eric, diehard Razorback basketball fan. We went to a lot of football games together as our parents had season tickets for football games in Fayetteville, and we went to some Little Rock games together, and I think we went to a couple of basketball games together. I can't really remember, but I think about him a lot lately. This was someone that was so disappointed in the Stan Heath and Pelfrey and Mike Anderson years. Unfortunately, he passed away. Him and his brother, Brock, sadly, have both passed away, and I think about them a lot. Brock was also a basketball fan. Brock was more the wrestling. He was more into wrestling. But Brock and Eric, rest in peace, man. I wish they were both here to see this. I know they're watching. They got to be proud. This turnaround has it's been fun to watch. And you feel like, wow. Like, I remember this feeling as a kid back in the 90s when Nolan, again, the expectations were, what the hell? We got eliminated in the Sweet 16? Like, what happened? That feeling is back, and I'm sure the pressure was full on for Nolan. I think that's part of why he cracked in his final years. And, of course, there was a lot of drama, and we won't get into that, but I still think he deserves a statue. I am biased because Arkansas was just so dominant with him. Even in the years they didn't make the Final Four of the Elite Eight, they were so damn good. Great games inside Barnhill. I went to some games as a kid in Barnhill and then in Bud Walton. It just feels like that it's back, And these kids, this younger generation of fans who are just now experiencing, people in their early 30s, late 20s, and they're just now getting to experience this. Just how awesome is that, Of course, we're still not, we want title, right? For sure. We're not done yet. You can't settle for just making one Elite Eight. You still got work to do, and I know Muss is all over it, and he's fully aware of that. But I feel like if there's anyone who gave you a legitimate shot at winning a national title, you've got the right guy. Of course, now it's about keeping him, right? Hunter Yurachek is good to go, and but cannot let Musselman go. You just can't do it. You got to hang on to him. Because that feeling is back in the electricity. Fayetteville, Bud Walton, Arkansas just feels so electric right now. It's great. Okay, that's going to do it. We're going to do a Discord after post-game show or a hangout in Discord. I don't know if we're going to do probably just do a voice chat, not an actual video chat. That way we can get more people in there, assuming you guys want to be in there. But if we get, I feel like we'll get a few people in there tonight. I'm going to light up this final cigar. I'm sure I missed some stuff. I know you guys are going to want to talk more baseball, so maybe we'll dip into that a little bit. So looking forward to that. The after show, post-game show, I guess is what we'll call it. I'll get it set up here in a little bit, maybe within the hour, maybe sooner than later. So if you're in our Discord, look out for that. I'll create an event, and we'll just kind of go from there. Ty making me teary-eyed over here. Yeah, man, it just makes you think people that are no longer with us, that were diehard basketball fans, were waiting for this moment. But they're watching. They're not here with us, but they're watching. We know that. So I'll see you guys. Maybe I'll see you in the Discord live chat later. If not, I'll see you Monday. What a weekend. Woo Pig Suey. Let's get that win tomorrow. Let's win this series against Illinois State, right? Remember, join our Discord if you haven't already. The link is provided for you. I'll just share it. What am I doing? I'll just share it right here for you. Hang on. Let me get it. Invite people. Copy link. Paste. Boom. There you go. If you want to join our Discord, that's how you do it. And the live chat's going to be accessible to everybody. You don't have to be a Patreon supporter. It's going to be available for everybody. Anyone that wants to go in and talk. And if you got any takes or anything you want to say, maybe you disagree with me on something, maybe the Florida game and the Tennessee, maybe you disagree. Hey, here's your opportunity. Here's an open microphone. Come tell me why I'm wrong. We can discuss it out. Or you just want to hang out. Whatever. Woo Pig, maybe I'll see you there. Go Hawks.